Hi, I'm Lesedi Mokgwatle and you're listening to Radio Workshop. Sadly, it's no longer World Radio Day. That was a couple of weeks ago. But since we love radio so much, we're still celebrating, still feeling that radio love. You might remember our last episode was actually a World Radio Day special. We asked our listeners to send us their love letters for the medium, and we called the episode Dear Radio. The thing is, we couldn't feature all the stories we received, so right now we've got a little bonus episode for you. Today's Radio Love Letter takes us to the Democratic Republic of Congo, where there are nearly 700 radio stations broadcasting in a variety of languages: French, Lingala, Swahili, Chiluba, Kikongo. Freelance journalist Ruth Omar says her family feels indebted to radio. It helped them safely navigate a national emergency in Goma in 2021.
It was Saturday. I arrived home from church at 7 p.m. to find my mother in the kitchen out back. She was frying some chicken legs. I watched as she carefully removed the pieces from the frying oil. She put a few more pieces in, and the frying oil crackled so loud, I'm sure our neighbors could hear it. We hear everything from their house over the fence. And that night, we heard something troubling from next door. Grandmother, the volcano is erupting. My mother looked at me, worried. Then she took the saucepan off the stove and ran into the house. I ran out the street. Outside, our street was full of confused people. The clouds in the sky were red. Towards the north of the city, there was a glimmer of fire, maybe a forest burning or something. I couldn't tell. But it was frightening. The last time Nyiragongo volcano erupted, our family house was in the path of the lava flow, and it burned to the ground. Rumors about fires circulated on Twitter and Facebook. By 8 p.m., I was worried. I told my mother that we needed to get ready to evacuate. My mother, brother, and I each rushed to our rooms trying to gather whatever we could carry. I didn't know what to take or what to leave, so I only packed important documents, my passport, yellow card, and my computer. I called a friend to tell him that we were getting ready to leave. And he said, Ruth, turn on your radio before you leave. Don't leave without having the right information. He was right. During the last volcano eruption in 2002, we did not listen to the radio. We didn't know where to turn for accurate information about the direction of the lava. We only left when our neighbor's house behind us got caught in the red-hot magma. We could have died. I wasn't going to make the same mistake twice. I turned on our battery-powered radio and placed it on the wooden table in the living room. The three of us cycled around and waited for an official announcement. Gospel music played. The electricity was off, and the solar bulbs didn't light up the living room much. I lay down on one sofa, my mother on the other. My brother brought a mattress in to sleep on the floor. We were all scared. Scared of the burning red sky, scared of the confusion on social media, hoping that radio would pull through for us. In our dark living room, my mother's face was drawn. Every now and then she would say a prayer. Lord, don't let us lose everything like we did in 2002. The three of us listened silently. We waited around the radio for hours, unable to fall asleep. Outside, the world was quiet. The commotion from earlier had settled. Some of our neighbors had fled. The rest sheltered indoors. The silence was eerie. Then finally, at around 1 a.m., the national anthem came on the radio. I jumped up from the sofa and sat down in front of it. It was a message from the governor.
Je porte à la connaissance de la population de la ville de Goma et ses environs que l'observatoire volcanologique confirme l'éruption du volcan Nyiragongo depuis ce 22 mai 2021.
His voice confirmed our worst fears, but it also gave us a way forward. It finally felt like we had some control of the situation. We grabbed our suitcases and the radio, loaded them into the car, and we left the house heading for Mugunga and safety.
That was Ruth Omar. She assured us that no one in her family was hurt, and luckily their house was spared too. A special thanks to Ruth for waiting so patiently for her story to be released. This bonus episode was a great reminder to us that radio matters every day, not just on World Radio Day. And if any of our dear radio stories struck a chord with you or got you deep in your feels, then head on over to our Instagram at Radio Workshop and share your love letter to radio using the hashtag Dear Radio. This story was written and narrated by Ruth Omar and produced by Radio Workshop. Producers Joe Jackson and Mo Isu, with research assistance from Annelisa Cantane and Naomi Gruen. Rob Rosenthal and I edited this podcast. Our managing producer is Joe Jackson. Sound engineering by Joe Jackson and Mike Rayfeld. Music by Pamani Sambo at Edible Audio in Cape Town. Additional music by Julius H. Archival tape courtesy of the BBC, the International Monitor Institute, and the Shortwave Radio Audio Archive. Find out more about who we are and how to support us at radioworkshop.org.